Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. We were supposed to talk about a U-shaped piece of my heart that's missing, but I didn't want to talk about that today. We've done anatomy of loss. You left me no choice but to choose. Let's talk about something happy. Let's talk today about essence. When I started doing this blog, part of the intention was to express and to share and disseminate cheer and excitement and enthusiasm and connection, not only with other people, but in your own life with yourself. So we're going to talk about that today. If someone were to describe you in one word, what would they say about you? Would they say he or she is charming, intelligent, charismatic, talented? Any great number of these things. And what started this conversation, or the thought of doing this instead today, is a good friend of mine is also starting her blog. I'm very excited and very proud of you. You know who you are. And since I'm about 5 or 6 weeks ahead of her on this timeline, she was saying how it's challenging to write the About Me page. You know, what do you say about yourself when you describe the purpose of your blog, who you are in a nutshell, without sounding, self-promoting and all of this. And I explained to her that it's not so much a matter of being self-promoting. You're going to love me because I'm this and this and this. I said, think of it in terms of someone who doesn't know you, but you want them to know you in a very short period of time. How would you want them to describe you? And then you work your way backwards based on that. And I gave her the example of my own, About Me page. And I said, for so long I wanted to project, and it was a great opportunity to kind of, reinvent myself and be whatever it is that I always wanted to be, but that I'm not, that kind of thing. And I was telling her, I wish I were alluring and mysterious and complicated and kind of cryptic. But the truth is, I'm not those things. And if I tried to project that, it's going to be incongruent and come across as being insincere, because I'm the person that will come up to you at a party, not to you, because I'm shy at a party with people, but I will come up to your dog and spend the entire night there playing on the floor with your animals. But that's who I am, who you get with me. You get, kind of silly or lighthearted and flawed, unbelievably flawed. With my husband, he doesn't like when I talk about him on here, but it's too bad. He has to live with me. You'll forgive me, Pumpkin. He is strong. He is competent. He is not silly. No, I mean, he can be funny, but that's not how I would describe him. And if you knew him, that is not how you would describe him either. He is bright. He is talented. He is, if you're about to crash, you're traveling somewhere and you're all about to die, you want my husband to be the one volunteered to go in the cockpit because it's your best shot of living. I always tell him that. Or if I need surgery in a pinch and there's no one around, he could watch a tutorial on surgery and I'd probably live. He is that guy. I am not that guy. And so my friend and I were talking about this, and I said, well, here's how I would describe you, because this is how I see her. I have known her for many years. I didn't know her well growing up, but we went to the same high school. She was a year ahead of me. And I remember her she was beautiful, and she still is. She had this way about her. I don't even know if she knows this, but you know how someone looks just kind of wind blown, like there's a fan that follows them around, kind of like that Beyonce video thing. She's got that. She has this beauty, this essence that seems to follow her around the room. That is how I would describe her. And she is charismatic, and she is engaging and warm and funny and sweet. And my question to you is, how would you describe yourself? What is it that you are, or what were you that you're not as much anymore, but that you kind of miss? Think about that. in doing this blog, I cannot tell you what a joy and what a privilege it is. It's work, it's tiring, it's sometimes it's kind of draining because you go to a place that you haven't gone for some time, and there are parts of yourself that are exposed and vulnerable, and sometimes you're reminded of things that hurt a little bit that you wanted to just, leave in the rearview mirror. But here they are again. Hello, still here, still waiting for you. But my question to you, and especially if you're a female viewer, I think sometimes this happens more to us than with men. And I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. There's the sun. It's peering through the trees. Okay, yay! It's going to be a beautiful day. But with us, with women, our identity kind of shifts sometimes because we get married, we have kids, we do other things. And I think with men, they stay truer to that original, I don't want to use the word simplistic, but it kind of applies, just who they are, pretty consistent. And with women, we're changing, and what we do changes, and who we are shifts and changes. And sometimes that's good because you've got to change right along with that. But then I think there is a moment when it's a good idea to reevaluate, go back to who you were, parts of yourself that maybe you're not crazy about that need some tweaking, and also go back and revisit the fundamental part of you that brought you joy, that made you happy when you were little. And that's the place that there still is room for in your life, even with all of the other roles and functions. Those are just that, roles, functions. It is a specific part of you, but it is just one part of you. That is not the essence of who you are. It's not. And I think sometimes that gets clouded. The waters get muddied a little bit. But going into this weekend, I want you to take a moment to think about who you are at the core, the essence of you, and how people would describe you, how you would describe yourself, and maybe, align that a little bit if things are amiss. And if they're not and everything is exactly the same and there's complete congruence, then good for you. Bravo. Yay. Go eat a donut or go to the gym. But that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you today. I'll draft up the blog, and then we'll go back to those, those deeper issues and that sadness and what to do with that loss. And when that person, a specific person in our life, is no longer there, how do you cope? How do you deal with that? Listen, my grandfather passed away 15 years ago. And when I did the video piece yesterday, the introduction to the Julie's Beaded Creations, I talked about my grandfather because he's a bit of that. And I am not one to cry a lot. I'm not a very emotional person, but there are a few triggers, and he is one of them. I start talking about him, boom, down for the count. And there are one or two people that have had that impact on me, and I start talking about them, and I become this other, I lose control a little bit. And how to rein that back in, and how to get past that, and not even past it, but how to work through that and allow that sadness and that loss a little bit to empower you, and to just kind of transcend that and allow it to move you and become part of you, because it is. That's the reality. But we'll talk more about that in a future segment because it warrants that. And I also am very excited next week to talk about our toes hovering over the edge of the pool, and when we apply a little bit of pressure in our lives or in the lives of others, what a tremendous impact that can have. You're almost there, people. Just let go. Your toes are hanging over the edge. You want it. Just let it be. Don't push. Just relax and breathe and fall into it and you will be fine. So those are a few of the upcoming segments, but thank you for being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy all aspects of your life and even the challenges if you are in the midst of that. So I leave you with that. I thank you as always for being here. And if you want to drop me a line and in a word describe who you are, do that. By the way, I love your feedback. I love the comments and the emails. Keep them coming. You know, I will respond to you. I will reply. So I am here for you and with you. So have a great day. Bye.